Hi, today I'd like to talk about fear and expanding in where that will go. I still personally find that if I'm going to take a seminar after all these years, I still have times when I get up and I think I'm about to go on a journey, perhaps a flight, and you all of a sudden get this horrible feeling of inadequacy. It's perhaps not the thing that many people want to talk about, the big sensei is coming to enlighten everybody, but the fear of, will I be good enough to teach them what I want them to hear, what I want them to see? I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people get it. I know that they say that people in the art world feel it. But, are we inadequate? Now, this is one of the biggest, we'll say, fears that we could have. And depending on what you're like, when you're standing with somebody in front of a Ken or Joe and you're about to do partner practice, you might be what I call the twitching mind. Even though if you know that it's your turn to go first, make the first movement, you might still be apprehensive about, am I ready to make the first move? Will I mess it up? Will I get it right? All these stupid things going through our mind. But these are the things that no teachers talk about. They stand in front of you year in, year out on seminars, showing you the techniques that they want you to perform, and we're all the other side of the teacher, hoping that we're going to be enlightened. Today's the day we're going to get the technique, we're going to feel great. Or there's those that just go there, you're buzzing with energy, you're wanting to get on with the seminar. Excuse me. We get the buzz so that the joy overrides the problems of fear. Fear may be a strong word to use. Inadequacy is also a word that we might not want to face. But I'm sure the teachers as well as the students face it, because as teachers we are students. Those who don't have this problem, you may suffer from the word arrogance. If you're an arrogant person, you will think that whatever you do is correct. Over the years I've looked at people who I admire because they seem to not do anything wrong. They step on the mat, they have the right postures, they have really good Aikido. But when they go into their own little dark corners of their mind, do they feel inadequate? Do they really struggle to perfect the art? Do they struggle to keep this plateau that they've been put on by their self and others? Can they stay up there? Is this a fear that they worry that they may lose? So it's just being a human being, isn't it? I haven't found anybody who isn't stubborn. Now, you could say to the point of being obnoxious. Some are very positive about what they want to say, their opinions, very opinionated, to the point where perhaps if you're a calmer, quieter person or wiser person, you think to yourself, oh, okay, I don't think I will bring that subject up, or I think I should stop now, not push this subject, because whatever I say, that person's not going to listen. There's also the person who is very placid, really nice people. But are they nice inside? Are they fearing if they said anything out of turn, would it hurt them in a physical, internal way, because they don't want to upset anyone, but they will still be stubborn? I was offering, somebody had a headache, they didn't have any pills on them. And on the box it says, take 2 paracetamol for an adult over 12. Oh, I've got some paracetamol. I said, I'll get you 2 out. Oh no, I only need 1. But it says on the box, an adult over 12, no, I know myself, I only need 1. So I have to then decide, am I now being awkward because I'm trying to run to the letter of what the pharmacy box is saying, and yet they're telling me they only need 1. So perhaps they're right and I'm being now stubborn. But a short while later, well, I say a short while, an hour or so later, they were saying it's starting to clear, but it still won't go, and I had to have the winning say by, well, you should have taken 2 and by now it would have gone. So we are naturally born, I think, to either argue or have these points of stubbornness, and yet within ourselves we can fear. This takes me on to teaching. The teachers that I've noticed, if a Japanese teacher is coming to hold a seminar, people will flock from all styles. They'll go there because the name of the teacher is renowned, and also they're Japanese. And because Aikido is Japanese, we think that they're going to automatically enlighten us. If you're from a different style, you may fear that yours will not fit in. You might think your style is better than theirs, stronger than theirs, but you still want to fit in, don't you? We want to be like one of the sheep in the pack. We don't want to upset anyone or be outside. You may worry that your Aikido is not strong enough to compete with the particular style that this teacher is renowned for doing. What I have come to learn is, and I don't mean this in any derogative way against any particular Japanese teacher, but what I have noticed over the many years is they don't teach any better. If the younger ones are more dynamic, yes, they might be a lot sterner than a Westerner, but they've got to go through the translation barrier. They're there just to show Aikido. We don't perhaps know their own personalities. Now, the great advantage of being a Western teacher of high rank is you may not get the draw that the Japanese teachers do. Those of you who have been on a lot of seminars will know what I'm talking about. But what the Western teacher tries to do is to show more compassion, I think. They want to go into more detail. They actually want to help the other person on the other side, the Westerner. I wonder what it would be like a Westerner teaching the Japanese Aikido. I know that in Japan, a lot of the Westerners that go there to fund their stay, they teach English. Doesn't matter what country you're from, doesn't have to be from England, but they teach English to get money. And the students really like that because somebody with an English spoken accent is teaching the Japanese English. But a Westerner teaching the Japanese Aikido, I don't know how they would respond to all this fine detail that the Westerner gives. Recently I was listening to an interview by a top karate sensei. I think he's done other martial arts as well. But he made so much sense to me. And I thought, now, if only we could have that explained by a Japanese master, the art would go a lot further. The one thing that struck me was I'm always complaining in my mind, and when I look at Aikido on YouTube, I'm always complaining about how weak their people's Aikido is and how terribly incorrect it is. The precision is far from good. And he was talking about in karate, they have katas. Well, we have a Jo kata, yes, we have some in the Iwama school. But he was saying that if you have to perform katas with the body, you have to be precise and you have to do the katas correct. Now in Aikido, every style is different depending on the human being. I don't know if this is a good thing or bad, but when people are using the Jo, and I'm watching them on YouTube, they don't cover their head. They hold it in a straight line, and the Jo is very thin, and you can see both sides of my head. It's supposed to protect the head like this. It's supposed to be a diagonal cover to cover the whole of the head and shoulders. So if we were to learn body katas in Aikido, we would have to be precise, or else you wouldn't get your next rank. So that's something I think that teachers should worth considering, looking at more preciseness. It's okay being compassionate and wanting to talk about things, but detail. So I see it as Aikido is technical and spiritual. Now the spiritual to me is you as a person trying to better yourself and to face yourself. So going right back to the beginning, fear. Fearing will I get it right? Fearing, did I move too quick? If it's partner against partner with the weapons and you're waiting for them to move, are you settled in yourself? Okay, so this is my take for today on where we should look at ourselves more. Now, if you wish, it's a free choice. You can join it, you can cancel, you don't have to be a member for life. And it's a small plug for my Patreon page. But in my Patreon site, I am giving away fine detail through every stage of the body arts, the weapons. And I'm going to try to give those students the secrets that I hold, the secrets that teacher perhaps won't dare say about, and the things I've talked about today here. So you don't have to, but become a contributor, but you also can just take this film and think about what I'm saying. Face yourself, overcome the fear or the inadequacy, and polish it. Make it smoother, make it so it's not going to bother you so much. And when it does bother you, face it head on and work out why you're fearing it and what you can do about it. Because always saying, I don't know why I feel it, I don't know what to do about it, won't make this any more complete in your Aikido or you as a human being than you are sitting here listening to this. Standing, whatever you're doing. Thank you for your time, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel because that one's free if you wish. Thank you. Goodbye.